November 20th. Dear Mr. Henshaw, Mom is nagging me about your dumb old questions. She says if I really want to be an author, I should follow the tips in your letter. I should read, look, listen, think, and write. She says the best way she knows for me to get started is to apply the seat of my pants to a chair and answer your questions and answer them fully. So here goes. Number 1, who are you? Like I've been telling you, I am Lee Botts. Lee Marcus Botts. I don't like Lee for a name because some people don't know how to say it or think it's a girl's name. Mom says with a name like Botts, I need something fancy, but not too fancy. My dad's name is Bill and Mom's name is Bonnie. She says Bill and Bonnie Botts sounds like something out of a comic strip. I am just a plain boy. This school doesn't say I'm gifted and talented, and I don't like soccer very much, the way everybody at this school is supposed to. I am not stupid either. Number 2, what do you look like? I already sent you my picture, but maybe you lost it. I am sort of medium. I don't have red hair or anything like that. I am not real big like my dad. Mom says I take after her family, thank goodness. That's the way she always says it. In first and second grades, kids used to call me Lee the Flea, but I have grown. Now when the class lines up according to height, I am in the middle. I guess you could call me the mediumest boy in class. This is hard work. To be continued, maybe. Lee Botts. November 23rd. Mr. Henshaw, why should I keep calling you dear when you are the reason I am stuck with all this work? It wouldn't be fair to leave Mom out, so here is question 3 continued. Mom works part-time for Catering by Katie, which is run by a real nice lady Mom knew when she was growing up in Taft, California. Katie says all women who grew up in Taft had to be good cooks because they went to so many potluck suppers. Mom and Katie and some other ladies make fancy foods for weddings and parties. They also bake cheesecake and apple strudel for restaurants. Mom is a good cook. I just wish she would do more at home, like the mom on Mousse on Toast. Almost every day, Katie gives Mom something good to put in my school lunch. Mom also takes a couple of courses at the community college. She wants to be an LVN, which means Licensed Vocational Nurse. They help real nurses, except they don't stick needles in people. She is almost always home when I get home from school. Your ex-friend, Lee Botts. November 24th. Mr. Henshaw, here we go again. Number 4, where do you live? After the divorce, Mom and I moved from Bakersfield to Pacific Grove, which is on the California Central Coast, about 20 miles from the sugar refinery at Speckles, where Dad used to haul sugar beets before he went cross-country. Mom said all the time she was growing up in California's great Central Valley, she longed for a few ocean breezes, and now we've got them. We've got a lot of fog, especially in the morning. There aren't any crops around here, just golf courses for rich people. We live in a little house, a really little house, that used to be someone's summer cottage a long time ago before someone built a 2-story duplex in front of it. Now, it is what they call a garden cottage. It's sort of falling apart, but it's all we can afford. Mom says at least it keeps the rain off, and it can't be hauled away on a flatbed truck. November 23rd. Mr. Henshaw, why should I call you dear when you're the reason I'm stuck with all this work? It wouldn't be fair to leave Mom out, so here's question 3 continued. Mom works for Catering by Katie, which is run by a real nice lady Mom knew when she grew up in Taft, California. Katie says all women who grew up in Taft had to be good cooks because they went to so many potluck suppers. Mom and Katie and some other ladies make fancy food for weddings and parties. They also bake cheesecake and apple strudel for restaurants. Mom is a good cook. I just wish she would do it more at home, like the mother in Mousse on Toast. Almost every day, Katie gives Mom something good to put in my school lunch. Mom also takes a couple of courses at the community college. She wants to be an LVN, which means licensed vocational nurse. They help real nurses, except they don't stick people with needles. She is almost always home when I get home from school. Your ex-friend, Lee Botts. November 24th. Mr. Henshaw, here we go again. Number 4, where do you live? After the divorce, Mom and I moved from Bakersfield to Pacific Grove, which is on California's central coast, about 20 miles from a sugar refinery at Speckles, where Dad used to haul sugar beets before he went cross-country. Mom said all the time she was growing up in California's Great Central Valley, she longed for a few ocean breezes. And now we've got them. We've got a lot of fog, especially in the morning. There aren't any crops around here, just golf courses for rich people. We live in a little house, a really little house. It used to be someone's summer cottage a long time ago, before someone built a 2-story duplex in front of it. Now it's what they call a garden cottage. It's sort of falling apart, but it's all we can afford. Mom says at least it keeps the rain off, and it can't be hauled away on a flatbed truck. I have a room of my own, but Mom sleeps on the sofa in the living room. She fixed the place up real nice with things from the thrift shop down the street. Next door is a gas station that goes ping, 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 ping every time a car drives in. They turn off the pinger at 10 p.m., but most of the time I'm asleep by then. Mom doesn't want me hanging around the gas station. On our street, besides the thrift shop, there's a pet shop, a sewing machine shop, an electric shop, a couple of junk stores they call antique shops, plus a Taco King and a Softy Freeze. I'm not supposed to hang around those places either. Mom is against hanging around any place. Sometimes when the gas station isn't pinging, I can hear the ocean and sea lions barking. They sound like dogs, and I think of Bandit. To be continued unless we get the TV fixed. Still disgusted. Lee Botts. November 26th. Mr. Henshaw, if our TV was fixed, I would be looking at Highway Patrol. But it isn't, so here's some more answers from my rotten brain. Ha ha. Number 5. Do you have any pets? I do not have any pets. My teacher says always answer questions in complete sentences. When Mom and Dad got divorced, Mom got me, Dad took Bandit because Mom said she couldn't work and look after a dog, and Dad said he likes to take Bandit in his truck because it's easier to stay awake on long hauls if he has him to talk to. I really miss Bandit, but I guess he's happier riding around with Dad. Like the father said in Ways to Amuse a Dog, dogs get pretty bored just lying around the house all day. That is what Bandit would have had to do with Mom and me gone so much. Bandit likes to ride. That's how we got him. He just jumped into Dad's cab at a truck stop in Nevada and sat there. He had a red bandana around his neck instead of a collar, so we called him Bandit. Sometimes I lie awake at night listening to the gas station ping-pinging and thinking about Dad and Bandit hauling tomatoes or cotton bales on Interstate 5. And I'm glad Bandit is there to keep Dad awake. Have you ever seen Interstate 5? It is straight and boring with nothing much but cotton fields and big feedlots that you can smell a long way before you come to it. It is so boring that the cattle on the feedlot don't even bother to move. They just stand there. They don't tell you that part in school when they talk about California's Great Central Valley. I'm getting writer's cramp from all this writing. I'll get to number 6 next time. Mom says not to worry about the postage, so I can't use that as an excuse for not writing. Pooped writer, Lee Botts. November 27th. Mr. Henshaw, here we go again. I'll never write another list of questions for an author to answer, no matter what the teacher says. Number 6. Do you like school? School is okay, I guess. That's where the kids are. The best thing about 6th grade in my new school is that if I hang in, I'll get out. Number 7. Who are your friends? I don't have a whole lot of friends in my new school. Mom says maybe I'm a loner, but I don't know. A new boy in school has to be pretty cautious until he gets to know who's who. Maybe I'm just a boy nobody pays much attention to. The only time anyone paid much attention to me was in my last school when I gave a book report on ways to amuse a dog. After my report, some people went to the library to get the book. The kids here pay more attention to my lunch than they do to me. They really want to see what I have in my lunch because Katie gives me such good things. I wish somebody would ask me over sometime. After school, I stay around kicking a soccer ball with some of the other kids so they won't think I'm stuck up or anything. But nobody asks me over. Number 8. Who is your favorite teacher? I don't have a favorite teacher, but I really like Mr. Fridley. He's the custodian. He's always fair about who gets to pass out milk at lunchtime. And once, when he had to clean up after someone who threw up in the hall, he didn't even look cross. He just said, looks like somebody's been whooping it up, and started sprinkling sawdust around. Mom used to get mad at Dad for whooping it up. But she didn't mean throwing up. She meant staying too long at that truck stop outside of town. 2 more questions to go. Maybe I won't answer them, so there. Ha ha. Lee Botts. December 1st. Mr. Henshaw? Okay, you win. Because Mom is still nagging me and I don't have anything else to do. I will answer your last 2 questions if it takes all night. Number 9. What bothers you? What bothers me about what? I don't know what you mean. I guess I'm bothered by a lot of things. I am bothered when someone steals something out of my lunch bag. I don't know enough about the people in school to know who to suspect. I am bothered about little kids with runny noses. I don't mean I'm fussy or anything like that. I don't know why. I'm just bothered. I'm bothered about walking to school slow. The rule is nobody is supposed to be on the school grounds until 10 minutes before the first bell rings. Mom has an early class. The house is so lonely in the morning when she's gone that I can't stand it and leave when she does. I don't mind being alone after school, but I do in the morning before the fog lifts and our cottage seems dark and damp. Mom tells me to go to school but to walk slow, which is hard work. Once I tried walking around every square on the sidewalk, but that got boring. So did walking heel-toe, heel-toe. Sometimes I walk backwards, except when I cross the street, but I still get there so early I have to sort of hide behind the shrubbery so Mr. Friendly doesn't see me. I'm bothered when my dad telephones me and finishes by saying, "Well, keep your nose clean, kid." Why can't he say he misses me? And why can't he call me Lee? I'm bothered when he doesn't phone at all, which is most of the time. I have a book on road maps and try to follow his trips when I hear from him. When the TV worked, I watched weather on the news so I would know if he was driving through blizzards, tornadoes, hail like golf balls, or any of that fancy weather they have in other places in the U.S. Number 10. What do you wish? I wish somebody would stop stealing the good stuff out of my lunch bag. I guess I wish a lot of other things too. I wish someday Dad and Bandit would pull up in front in the rig. Maybe Dad would be hauling a 40-foot reefer, which means refrigerated trailer, which would make his outfit add up to 18 wheels altogether. Dad would yell out of the cab, "Come on, Lee, hop in and I'll give you a lift to school." I'd climb in and Bandit would wag his tail and lick my face. We'd take off with all the men in the gas station staring after us. Instead of going straight to school, we'd go barreling along the freeway, looking down on the tops of ordinary cars, then down off the off-ramp and back to school just before the bell rang. I guess I wouldn't seem so medium then, sitting up there in the cab in front of a 40-foot reefer. I'd jump out and Dad would say, "So long, Lee, be seeing ya," and Bandit would give a little bark like goodbye. I'd say, "Drive careful, Dad," like I always do. Dad would take a minute to write in the truck's logbook, "Drove my son to school." Then the truck would pull away from the curb and all the kids staring and wishing their dads drove big trucks too. There, Mr. Henshaw, that's the end of your crummy questions. I hope you're satisfied for making me do all this extra work. Phooey on you. Lee Botts.